Welcome to the Urban Manor Podcast, the voice of interior design. We will be sharing furniture, decor, and accessory ideas, new trends, and DIYs. Let's get started with your host, Keerat Sidhu.
Welcome back to the Urban Manor Podcast. I'm your host, Keerat Sidhu, and thank you for joining me on this week's episode as we dive into the fall 2018 home trends. On this week's episode, we have owner and principal designer of Jackie Glass Inc., which is a full interior design firm based out of Oakville, Ontario, a regular design expert on Cityline TV, hosted by Tracy Moore, and my close friend, Jackie Glass.
Well, thank you for having me, Keerat.
I'm super excited for this episode, and I want to thank Jackie again for taking time out of her busy schedule to join us on this week's episode as we discuss the Fall Decor 2018 home trends. And before we begin, I want you guys to check out Jackie's social media game, which is absolutely amazing. Her Instagram handles at Jackie Glass Inc., her Twitter's at Jackie Glass City, and her website is jackieglass.ca. So if you ever get the chance, right now, after the podcast, swipe up on your phone, check out her visuals, her videos, her testimonies, amazing content she releases on a consistent basis, which is perfect for, interior design, decor, home accessories, the whole nine. And Jackie, if the audience is not familiar with your work, what's a quick 30-second intro pitch you can give us?
Okay, thanks, Keerat. Well, I've been doing interior design for many years, and so I have a full-service design firm. And so I do anything from picking colors for a client to tearing down their house and rebuilding it, or doing simple things like just moving furniture around, helping people select colors and all of that. So yeah, I'm really busy. I also like to speak to people like you, Keerat, about design trends. I like to do speaking engagements and do that a lot. And so I'm a busy person, really busy. And hey, and on top of that, I'm starting a very small collection of essentials that people are going to want in their homes.
Amazing. It's great to have you on the mic, Jackie. So, let's begin. We are in the midst of fall now, and many homeowners think it's expensive, time-consuming, and inefficient to change the color in your home. How do you feel about this, Jackie? And what can we do to change the perspective in the homeowner's mind?
Well, it's funny because adding a new color to a space is probably the easiest and fastest way to give new life to a space that just might seem a little bit dull after, a summer season or after any season for that matter. You sort of like to revamp it. So with all the wonderful colors, because really fall is the time when we're seeing color all around us in nature. And it's that kind of, jumpstart to your interior space that kind of gets us going. We see it both in fashion, and we also see it, especially in design, where people think, hey, maybe I need a beautiful pop of color in my space. And they take their inspiration from outside. So color is so important. And really, if people know me, I love a neutral decor. High dollar investments, that you don't readily change should be really neutral. However, pops of color in artwork and accessories is absolutely essential in creating life and vibrancy to a space.
Amazing answer. And I'm pretty sure a lot of homeowners think it's expensive to change the color in their decor. So I see you're recommending that they use it in their side accent pieces instead of their focal points. How do you feel about this?
Absolutely. Because really, when the season starts to change, we start to change our wardrobe. And I think we can start to change our design wardrobe as well, in terms of adding a beautiful orange throw, or playing to nature with rich reds, those beautiful, I like to look at beautiful rich purples and all of those colors. A big bouquet of flowers in your front entryway immediately suggests that the seasons are changing and we're moving into a different look.
Yes, I actually saw that on one of your Instagram posts recently, using flowers, decor pieces, small little items to change the vibe and match that autumn feeling. So I really like that idea of the bouquet and using those kind of festive autumn colors in those small pieces.
Exactly, because remember, everything costs money, and I think people are very conscious of that. So I think you have to look at the word trend and think about, what does that really mean? And a trend is something that is of the moment. And so no one really wants to, completely redo an entire room based on the current trends, because we know that next season we're going to see something totally different. So I think it's important that people maybe add one or two trend pieces, whether they be in color or just a particular piece that you see that's really popular right now, just a collectible that you can put in your space on your coffee table, an end table, sofa table, and be able to appreciate it, knowing that its lifespan is going to be somewhat limited. So you might, put it downstairs or put it in a box, like 6 months, a year from now, and think, that was really nice when it was really popular. Now I'm going to go into something else. So you're not investing a lot of money, but you're, for that time, really enjoying it and feeling that, you're current and you're of the moment.
Absolutely. Things are expensive and you don't want to break your budget just to match that kind of fall theme. So I think this is a better approach than, doing that full 180 on your home. So Jackie, what if you have guests over this weekend? How would we entertain and accommodate for them?
Well, I love bar carts. And with the seasons changing, I think that it's really important to have people in your space and to be able to just enjoy and have them, just because the weather's getting a little bit cooler doesn't mean that you still can't have great outdoor parties with heat lamps and big baskets of throws or big baskets of socks and mittens, so that people can sit outside and have a warm toddy and be able to have a good time and not feel sad that the season's changing. So I think that's really, really important to continue on. And remember, with the seasons, like apples, for example, apples are big. I love to have a big bowl of apples. Well, there's your pop of red. And then you morph that into apple cider. And so now you've got maybe a bar cart filled with a big vessel filled with warm apple cider and big mugs that are done in copper and your copper pots, like those mules, the mule mugs. And you start to really create this ambiance. Yes, the season's changing, but we're still going to have a great time and enjoy our time together with friends and family.
Yeah, I see a lot of down faces and people kind of sad that the weather is getting colder. But again, like Jackie said, it doesn't need to be this way. You can always entertain and accommodate your guests with, say, the basket full of mittens to sit outside. You got your apple cider vinegar on a bar cart and different approaches to it. You can always bring the party inside and accommodate your guests by matching the theme outside and kind of finding that middle ground, ways to entertain and to make sure everyone's feeling up to date, positive, and overall having that good vibe around you.
Oh, absolutely. Bar carts are actually one of my essential staples when I'm working with clients, because bar carts, just to segue off, can be used in bathrooms. I mean, you can stack a pile of nice towels, a bowl of bath salts, some beautiful soaps. You can use the bar cart there. You can bring it anywhere in your space. And it can be the coffee station. It can be the bar station. It can be the dessert station, because they move around and they can morph from a living room area to a dining room area. They can be outside. They can be pretty well anywhere you want them to be. And that's what I love. And with all of the different finishes, whether they're chrome or acrylic or wood, I just recently saw a beautiful matte black bar cart, and it was just stunning. They're reasonably priced, and they create an instant statement in a room.
We're seeing a lot of rose gold appear in the market and starting to take over a big market share in a lot of homes, especially the modern and the contemporary. How would you feel about a rose gold bar cart, Jackie?
Oh, I think it's beautiful. Rose gold is one of the new metals that we're starting to see, of course, and it's beautiful. I love to see it in picture frames or accessory items, and so a bar cart in rose gold definitely becomes a statement in a room, becomes a focal. And depending on how you style it, it can just be a really beautiful piece that as someone walks into your room, their eyes are going to land on it. And I'm sure that there's a conversation about it, because it certainly will make that kind of a statement.
Oh, for sure. I think in every room you want one or two focal points that the eyes just shoot to right when you walk in. And it's a good feeling when people notice the hard work you put into your home, especially your friends and family, when they walk through the door and the first thing they see is wow. So how can we really create that effect?
Well, we all want to look stylish. And I think that when we know that there's certain metals or finishes that are really popular, we like to have some of that in our house. And I think the question is always just how much, which is why I caution people to say, look at pieces, think of them as trends, and depending on their price point, just use them sparingly, enough to give you a bit of an impact without overwhelming your space and changing the dynamics of the room, so that it just looks like a really trendy room that will date.
Folks, you see why she's the expert here. Great insight, great perspectives, great advice overall. But Jackie, I really need your perspective on this. Rugs. They can either make or break your space. I've seen countless homes ruined by the idea of having a rug in every room. So why not just carpet your whole house instead of ruining each room individually?
Well, in regards to your comment, I think that, yeah, if you're going to put rugs everywhere, then, yeah, one would think maybe you just really like to have broadloom everywhere. But I do love rugs, and I do like them in certain places. For example, I like them in family rooms. Really is a preference that a client might have. Some people just like the hardwood floor or another type of flooring choice and don't really care. They like to walk around in bare feet, so they don't really feel the need. But if you want comfort, usually I'll put a small rug on either side of the bed. But dining rooms are really an area that I don't like to use rugs. And I find that the reason is simply because we're entertaining there. And whether you have a lot of friends and family, particularly young ones, people can spill. And, you know, to me, a rug can really easily become soiled, and it just becomes more work for anyone. Chances are you've got a lot of chairs, and so you don't even really see the detail of the rug if you've gone with a patterned rug. So I don't really feel the need for that. And if people really like that look, then I usually suggest they go with a sisal or something that's really kind of natural, that it doesn't have an obvious pattern, so that it's a little easier on the eye in terms of seeing stains. But generally, I don't use rugs under dining room tables. But then back to the family room, there's a rule about the size of the rug. And that's something that, we're always asked. Designers are always asked, what size rug, what size rug? I'm always pulling out my measuring tape and kind of figuring it out. So obviously there's standard sizes. There's 6 by 8, 8 by 10, 10 by 12. And usually that's where we start. If you can't find one, or if you have a really large room, you might end up going a little more custom and getting one that's exactly fitted to your space. But generally those are the ones that will work. And the rule is sort of all the furniture should be on it, or it should be off it. But that's a little hard to do. So now the new rules are sort of, if the front of the chairs are on it, the backs, just the backs don't have to be on it. So you kind of have maybe just all the front legs of the sofas and the chairs are just on it, maybe 8 to 10 inches onto the rug. And then the back doesn't have to be. So that gives you, it's a little bit of a cheat, so that you don't have to worry about the size so much. That, let's say you don't want to go into a custom rug, but the 9 by 12 just about fits. Generally, the way you position your furniture on it can make it look quite natural. There are people that do love it. And in dining rooms, formal dining rooms that don't often get used, certainly if a client has a rug that they want to use instead of having it rolled up somewhere, like let's say maybe it's a family heirloom and so they've been given this rug, then definitely you can use it. But I do find if I am designing a space and from scratch, I usually don't recommend a rug for under the dining table.
There you have it, folks. Jackie Glass with Jackie Glass Inc., a full-service interior design firm, has joined us on this week's episode, and we took a look at the Fall Decor 2018 home trends. So, thank you again, Jackie, for being a co-host on this show. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule and giving us, and me personally, some great expert advice on interior design, how to refurnish your home for fall, and how to incorporate those fall colors, the bar carts, the rugs into your home. So, once again, if you guys want to see some visuals, some pictures, you can check out our blog at blog.urbanmanor.com. And Jackie, if you want to just give out your social media handles, once again for the audience, they can check out your work personally as well.
You can go to my website, which is jackieglass.ca, my Twitter at jackieglasscity, my Instagram is at Jackie Glass Inc., and any info, any questions you might have, you can just reach me at info@jackieglass.ca.
There you have it, folks. That concludes the second episode of the Urban Manor Podcast. Like, subscribe, share for this podcast to stay in the loop as we release consistent content. And if you want to see a design expert, industry professional, real estate agent, anyone in the loop, just give us an email, an Instagram DM, or write in the comments below. We'll try making it happen. We'll try getting that guest on our show for any topic relating to interior design, furniture, real estate, homes in general. Have a great day. This was the Urban Manor Podcast.
Urban Manor, contemporary living.